Hi everybody, it's Bobby from the InDe'B Quilt Shop, and excuse my voice, but I've had a horrible cold for the last little while, which was perfect for working on my beautiful Afghan. I am so excited I am releasing this pattern today. This is what I call the Rocky Mountain Texture Afghan, and I thought that I would show you just a couple of the stitches that is required. The reason why it's texture is because it's got puff stitches and it's got regular half double crochets and double crochets. It's also got parallel cables, and it's got X's in it. And so I wanted to show you how to do those. And so first I'll show you how to do the parallel cables. It's a double crochet, only except instead of working through the double loop or the space, we're going to be working around the post. So a post is simply a previous stitch, and you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go around the front post, FP for front post, then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. There's your double crochet around the front post. It creates these parallel cables that run this way. Now, the next 2 will be in the back. Because my Afghans, I always work through the space or the double loop because I like my Afghans to look the same on the front as they do on the back. Then you don't get those ridges. And so all the Afghans I make, that's what I do, whether it calls for it or not. I think it looks nicer overall with the finished product. So now I'm going to yarn over to work a double crochet through the back loop. Back loop, I meant back post, sorry. Like I said, I have a head cold. It's horrible. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to do it again. Around the back post, up, pull through, pull through. Now we'll do the front post. When you get to the end, rather than working the post on the end, we will just work through its chain space. Whoops. Alrighty. Then I will show you our next thing. So I am going to chain 3 just because that's not what we're doing on the next row, but I'm going to show you on the next row how to work some of the previous stitches. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the X's. For my X's, so that they showed up nice and big, I used the treble crochet, which until I was an adult, I always called it the triple crochet because you did it 3 times. But for the treble crochet, you yarn over twice, and it's just like the double crochet but with an extra loop. So you're going to go into the space, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Since you did it 3 times, that's the treble crochet. I'll show it to you again, but this time working the X. So in this Afghan, all of the parallel lines and the puffs and the X's run vertical. They're done over the top of each other. So you yarn over. We're going to go through this space. Oh, I am so sorry. I forgot to tell you. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to skip 1. This is the next space. We're going to skip 1. That's how we do our X. Again, I'm so sorry, I have cold brain. So we're going to treble crochet this like that. Then on the first row of those X's, I have 2 rows that are right next to each other. So on the first one, we work in front. So I go in front of the previous one, back to that space that we skipped. And there you'll see that now you have an X. Then you work 2 treble crochets in the lower part. Then we're ready to do the X again. So I yarn over twice. I'm going to skip 1. Now on this X, I'm going to demonstrate a different row of X's. On the second row of X's, I have you work in the back. So you're going to yarn over twice, and instead of going to the front, you're going to go to the back and go to that space that we skipped. And then your X looks like that. Now, you could see this X has its cross in front from left to right going down. This one, its left to right is in the back. The reason why I did that was because in this Afghan, it will show its X's go kind of zigzag like that. It looks more like a braid than a twist when you do it that way. And so I liked the look of that, and that is the way I had decided to design that. Then another stitch I need to show you for this Afghan is the puff stitch. The puff stitch is my favorite. I learned how to do it from my first grade teacher, and I went home and showed my great grandma, and she was like, well, first we got to teach you a couple other stitches. So she taught me a single crochet and a double crochet, and then my puff stitch, and I was off and running. I made so many things. But anyway, so for the puff stitch, you begin like a double crochet with your yarn over. Then you're going to go into the space or both loops, and you're going to pull it up. Now, rather than yarn over and pull through, we're going to yarn over and go through the hole again. And you're going to do it one more time, yarn over and through the hole again. That way, we have our first loop, and then we have 2 more, and 2 more, and 2 more. That equals 7. You should have 7 loops. Yarn over for your 8th loop, and you're going to pull it through. Not too tight. Stay loose. That's the key to a good puff. If you stay loose, it'll actually look puffy. If you're too loose, it'll get snagged easily on the finished blanket. If you're too tight, it won't look puffy at all. So, mind your tension and do your puff stitches a little loose, and then they stick out. All right, you guys, I'm so excited. Again, this is the Rocky Mountain Texture Afghan. It's online, go get it.